Well, listen, I'll tell you this. Last night when I was, or I guess I should say around sometime in the afternoon when I was coming up with show ideas, I didn't think that the Phoenix Suns would make it so easy on me. It's an all Phoenix Suns show. You can guess what we're talking about. I'll see you in just a few seconds.
The Ben Garcia Show. Yeah. Woo. Best show in the land. Yup. Listen. Come and get your information from Ben Garcia. Get the latest on your quarterback, running backs, and receivers. Tune in, so any other show you don't need them. Any news that he giving out, please just believe him. Giving out the latest prediction and top-notch analysis. Wanna hear the truth, better have thick skin like calluses. The latest move that your team just made can be damaging. The dudes ain't speaking no facts, they just be rambling. Lights, camera, action, turn on the show, go get the cameraman. Yeah. Lights, camera, action, turn on the show, go get the cameraman. The Ben Garcia Show.
What's up, guys? Welcome into yet another edition of the Ben Garcia Show. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the Ben Garcia Show. Potentially even tell a friend about the Ben Garcia Show. I like the King Nacho in the chat saying, "Sound the trumpet. It's time for the Ben Garcia Show." I love that. That's so funny. Anyways, guys, again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about the Ben Garcia Show, but also follow me on all social media platforms, please, and thank you at Ben Garcia Show. Michael, King Nacho. Recently, we've had up to almost 20 people in the chat early in the morning. That means we are growing. That is up from 0 at some point here on the Ben Garcia Show, so I appreciate you guys making me a part of your day. I just want to start here. The Phoenix Suns yesterday are now basically in the business of going after one Jimmy Butler. And there's this idea that, potentially we're not exactly sure what that could look like for the Phoenix Suns and where that could take them, but as you guys can tell, as graphics on the screen are not exactly making it easy on me this morning, I just want to start here. This idea that it's going to be perfect for the Suns, that no matter what you do, it's just going to work out, isn't fair either. But what I won't stand for the Phoenix Suns is people coming out here and saying, well, they made a mistake. They need to just realize what they've done and understand that it's not working anymore. I saw this last night from one Kellen Olson, who I think does a really good job covering this team. He was taking some unfair criticism last night. I think it is crazy that when people have opinions that other people tend to go after them. Personally or for something as nonsense as sports takes. But I do disagree with Kellen. Basically, part of what he was talking about last night was the Phoenix Suns can't admit they were wrong and just go back and restart and figure it all out. And it was what frustrated me yesterday. When people, whether it's in the chat, even though I love all those people, every single one of you coming in here every day and watching the Ben Garcia Show with me, or watching it on playback later on in the day, or whether it's people on Twitter saying the things such as, well, just blow it up. Now that you got 3 first-round picks, it's time to just blow it up. Guys, it is not the answer. Just because it makes you feel better, that you want this team to blow it up, doesn't make it better. Just because you sound the trumpets of this is not working, we have to change up what we're doing, it's nonsense. Truly, it is nonsense. Just blowing it up just to blow it up isn't going to do anything in particular to help this team. Not to mention, if you blow it up, you're not just losing Kevin Durant, you're likely losing Devin Booker too. And it's why I know there's a lot of new Suns fans from 2021 that are spoiled from the riches of going to the finals, which is okay. I don't fault fans, especially for jumping on when a team is doing well. That's when fans become fans. But what I don't understand is, or what I don't get is, those fans that don't understand how bad it was for the decade before that. Before the Suns went to the finals and went to the second round, and up until last year losing in the first round, going backwards, a lot of people were spoiled. They didn't know that this team could ever be bad. But I can assure you, what the Suns are going through now is so much better than the decade that they were going through before. It was abysmal. It was, you didn't get to cherish any seasons. You had to deal with 82 games going by. So this idea that the Suns just need to pack it up, realize they were wrong, and blow it up, I don't get it. And I think guys like Kellen do a good job on this team. I have no issues against Kellen. And not only that, I'm not going to go after someone for having an opinion, at least personally. Sports-wise, I think it's nonsense. The Suns got a bunch of first-round picks yesterday from teams that it's going to be the worst of those picks, meaning that they're all going to be probably 25 and back in the first round. Like, it'll be the 25th pick or the 30th pick in those drafts. It's not going to be a good pick. For the Suns fans that are having those picks just make you feel better, can we just be fair? The NBA draft is a crapshoot. I mean, look at Rob Dillingham with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's not even playing for the Timberwolves right now. They traded up for him. Reed Shepherd, Houston Rockets. I thought he was going to be a good player. He's in the G League right now, or at least was sent to the G League about 2 weeks ago. And you want to have a pick at the end of the first because it makes you feel better? Not to mention, the NBA draft is such a crapshoot. Ryan Dunn was picked with the 26th pick or something, 28th pick in the NBA draft. If the draft was redone today, he's probably the 5th overall pick, meaning no one knows what they're doing. Having draft picks makes you feel better, but it doesn't actually do anything at the end of the day. And I am not ready to give up on this Suns team. They have far too much talent on this team for me to just give up on them. I don't think the issue with the Phoenix Suns is a talent issue for the Suns. I think it's all mental. And as much as Kevin Durant fans go after me, I think the mentality of this team did change when Kevin Durant showed up. Kevin Durant is a top 10 player of all time. But you are who you hang out with. Kevin Durant is a little lackadaisical. He's an elite playmaker. He's an elite basketball player, top 10 player of all time. But I think there was a mental shift from this team. Not that it's all his fault at all. This is on Booker. This is on the front office. But I'm just saying when that happened, it kind of turned a little bit. I don't think the issue with this team is talent. There's Tyus Jones, who's one of the not great players on this team. And he's a good player. Booker, Durant, Butler. I'm not even going to say Beal because he's getting moved. I'm not going to have the conversation of if the Suns trade for Jimmy Butler. Yesterday was a clear indication they are trading for Jimmy Butler. And so when you have a team that is constructed of Jimmy Butler and Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and Tyus Jones and Nick Richards and guys off the bench like Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen, yes, I do think that team can compete for a championship. Now, not right away. I got to see what they do. But so much about sports is mental. It's not exactly all about physical. This team has enough talent to be a championship contender. I will not waver off that. What this team needs is an alpha to help change their mentality. Just like how I feel like Kevin Durant made everything a little bit more laxed when he showed up because he's so amazing, because he's a top 10 player of all time. Everyone was just like, oh, we have Kevin Durant. We're just going to be awesome. 2-time Finals MVP Kevin Durant. When you bring Jimmy Butler into the fold, everything becomes a little bit tighter. A little bit tighter, meaning people straighten up a little bit more. Jimmy Butler once went after the Philadelphia 76ers or the Minnesota Timberwolves, whatever it was, and beat the starters with the bench players. He is an intense player. Now, he has a shelf life. It's not all perfect with Jimmy. Kind of just like Chris Paul. Chris Paul had a shelf life. He runs his course with teams. Jimmy does the same thing. But Jimmy Butler changes the mentality of this team. I couldn't really care about how more or less points he makes or what he looks like statistically. I still think he's going to be a good player. But it's not just about this team physically and what they are. I think the talent is there. Jimmy Butler changes the mentality of this Phoenix Suns team. And I don't think that is a hot take. This team needs an alpha. They need a leader. I love Devin Booker. I have 3 of his jerseys. I think 4 of his jerseys. I think he's a little bit laxed and not lazy, or a little bit of aloof, maybe. Maybe that's too strong as well. Kevin Durant, a little bit laxed, a little bit, relaxed. Jimmy Butler is intense. He turns the temperature up in the room just a couple of inches, or just a couple of temperature degrees. That's what Jimmy does. The room goes from a cool 74 to a toasty 81. He raises the temperature in the room. Kind of like LeBron James, he demands greatness right away. And he doesn't care if you're Durant, and he doesn't care if you're Devin Booker, and that's what this team needs. The Suns genuinely need someone to change the mentality of this team. Just like how King Nacho is saying in the chat, this is beautifully said. Chris Paul, and I wish I could put this up on the screen, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even know how to do that, and I'm not even going to focus on it. But Chris Paul was a leader for the Suns. Just like how Chris Paul was the leader this Suns team needed in 2021 to help tighten things up, to raise the temperature of the room, Jimmy Butler is also that guy who can raise the temperature of the room, raise the intensity of this team. The talent is there. It is not about talent with this team. And I think once you remove Beal and bring in Butler, it's not about fit, because then you're also bigger. Butler's 6'7", 6'8", Beal's 6'3". Defensively, they become better. The Dallas Mavericks last year made a couple of deals, completely changed their team for the whole season. So, that's what the Suns need to do. Go get Butler. I couldn't care less about starting over. I am not a new Suns fan. No shade to anyone that is. I didn't show up in 2021. I watched the 7 Seconds or Less Suns. I watched Joe Johnson. I nearly cried as a kid when they traded Shawn Marion for Shaq. I remember what it was like when it was airplane mode, Derrick Jones Jr. and Devin Booker out there and Dragon Bender. I don't want to go back there. So bring Butler here. He helps change the temperature in this room for this team. And that is what the Phoenix Suns need to do. Now, I do think we need to talk about this as well for the Phoenix Suns. I don't think that it is a super fair thing. So over the past couple of weeks, I have gotten a little bit of trouble for defending James Jones. And I agree. James Jones has had some missteps for this team over the past couple of years. But almost always, your mistakes are always more magnified than the positive things you've done. And yesterday it was all Matt Ishbia. He is awesome, and we'll get to Matt Ishbia in just a second because he deserves his flowers too. And I have been defending Matt Ishbia. Now, I don't think James Jones is a top 3 GM in the NBA. But I also don't think he's a bottom 5 GM in the NBA like so many Phoenix Suns fans think. This guy has brought in Chris Paul. He made the trade for Kevin Durant. He was the GM, even if you want to say Matt Ishbia was pulling the strings. He drafted Cam Johnson. He drafted Ryan Dunn. He drafted Oso Ighodaro. He's going to get Jimmy Butler now. He made the Bradley Beal trade happen at the time when we all thought it was great. You can praise Matt Ishbia. And I'm not saying James Jones is a top 7 GM, but he's easily better than the top half of the GMs in the NBA. So when you want to just run him off, especially when so much about this league is hitting on the draft, and the dude is kind of hit on the draft on multiple occasions when you're probably not supposed to be, when you're picking back as far as they have. I know everyone likes to pick about the Jalen Smith, Tyrese Halliburton situation. It happens. Everyone made fun of him for picking Cam Johnson. They said it was an over selection. He's awesome. Bunch of teams are bidding for him. I'm just saying that I do think when you add this Jimmy Butler situation to the mix, James Jones has done a pretty good job as the Phoenix Suns general manager, especially for what he's been asked to do. And so it also just goes back to this idea that the Phoenix Suns should blow it up. And I think it's a lazy narrative. I think that's something you do on ESPN to get clicks. I think it's something you do on Fox Sports to get clicks, because I don't actually think you're thinking straight. For 10 years, a decade, half of my childhood, the Phoenix Suns were a laughingstock. James Jones has consistently said, nope, push the chips on the table. Do you know who wishes their team did that? Look at the Golden State Warriors. They don't have a lack of assets. They have a lack of will to want to. Look at the Los Angeles Lakers. Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss. They have a lack of wanting to help upgrade their team. Dorian Finney-Smith ain't changing the outlook of that team, bruh. Now, the Suns, Matt Ishbia, James Jones, they look at your second apron and they double bird it. That's what the Suns do. I'd rather have that than the complacency of the Warriors or the complacency of the Lakers. And you can get upset about it, but even I doubted what James Jones could do. My guy Brendan Clean on Locked On Phoenix Suns, and it looks like we have a decent amount of people in the chat. Just so everyone does know, I do stream 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Eastern time each morning, talking Arizona sports. Today, because of all the Phoenix Suns ruckus, we're pretty much going really deep into the Phoenix Suns, so I appreciate everyone being in here. Pre-rush, win, lose, it's Ant, Tony, Chance, Sandman, King Nacho, all you guys. Michael, I think, was in here as well. I appreciate you guys being a part of that every day, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Thursday. So let's continue with this. You cannot also praise Matt Ishbia without praising James Jones, is my point. And I also just want to remind people that, yes, although it is louder than it was with the Bradley Beal trade, because although we like to forget, I hold people accountable. Pretty much everyone, when the Suns traded for Bradley Beal, was all on board with it. And we were all wrong, and that's okay. We were wrong. It happens. We're mostly on board with the Jimmy Butler deal. So if it doesn't work out, don't hold it against James Jones and Matt Ishbia, because right now we're largely rooting for them to go make this deal. Complacency is a killer in the NBA. It's a buzzkill. And now at this point, aggressive wins. The Phoenix Suns continue to strike out, but they are Aaron Judge. They are either going to hit a home run or they're going to strike out. But let me tell you this. The Phoenix Suns are one home run away from beating every team in the West. You can say what you want, but going and getting Jimmy, you stack up the Suns' big three against the Oklahoma City Thunder big three, sure, it's going to be a tight series, but I'm not just going to pick against the Suns because the Oklahoma City Thunder do funny interviews at the end of games. So the Suns deserve all the flowers for going for it and for figuring it out. Consistently, they figure it out. Kevin Durant, they overpaid a little bit for him. That happens. DeAndre Ayton trade, You don't actually want DeAndre Ayton back. You just hate Yusuf Nurkic. Tumani Kamara, you're upset about that. You already have Tumani Kamara. It's Ryan Dunn. You don't draft Ryan Dunn if you already have Tumani Kamara. Stop complaining about that. And not only that, James Jones drafted that guy. Both of those guys. Sounds like he's got a good eye for 3-and-D wings. This team is headed in the right direction. And make no mistake about it. 31 other teams in the NBA, well, 30, whatever, teams in the NBA wish their team was in the position that the Phoenix Suns are doing, which is doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on what they are doing right now, and that is going for it because aggressive wins in sports. And it's not just a praise of James Jones or Matt Ishbia. It's a praise of this Phoenix Suns team as a whole for continuously going for it, for not listening to the media and saying, blow it up. The worst thing the Phoenix Suns can do is take a discount for their assets and blow it up before the trade deadline. That is not how this works. It's just simply not how this works. So you have to give this team more credit for what they've done. And Jimmy Butler's going to show up, and he's going to change the potential of this team, and it might work, but if it doesn't, you cannot say it's not a lack from trying. And it's not just a awesome Matt Ishbia, and it's great around the league. If you were a player, you cannot shield your eyes bird box style to what Matt Ishbia is doing, and that is bleep them picks, and that is bleep the second apron. I bet you LeBron James wish he would have came here in the summertime. All those things. But it's not just him. It's James Jones as well. His ability to continuously go after it. I'm not saying he's a top 5. I'm not saying he's a top 7. I'm not saying he's a top 8 GM. But top 12? You could definitely do worse. Look at Rob Pelinka. Look at Lacob over with the Warriors. I mean, let's just be fair. So, it is a busy morning, man. Busy morning for the Suns. All Phoenix Suns show today. We had 24 people in the chat today. I think we topped out at like 27 or something like that. I appreciate you guys making me a part of your day. Oh, I'm seeing what Tony just said here in the chat. Any word on Reith? This is the final thing that I'll say. I have my feelings about nonsense reporters. The nonsense reporting of, if it is not Gerald Bourquet or Dwayne Rankin or John Gambadoro, those people don't believe anything that you see on Twitter. I can assure you the guy on social media who has a really nice profile picture and a blue check doesn't know anything. He's news aggregating. Never broken a story. DeColdest, listen, probably a nice guy. I see his tweets where he just says he just tweets what he hears. I don't believe any of it. If it comes true, it comes true. I'm willing to be wrong. Anyone out there who is, first off, don't put a face to the profile, like just stop. I don't believe anything that doesn't come from someone directly close to the team. A Dwayne Rankin, a Gerald Bourguet, a John Gambadoro. Stop falling for it, guys. Just stop falling for it. That's no shade on people, but like, rely on the people that actually give you names and real information. Stop giving yourself false hope. I don't believe anything. If it happens, it happens. But I don't believe anything that doesn't come out of guys like that's mouth. People that are actually close to the team. Not people with no profile picture. Not people with a really nice profile picture and a blue check mark and steals people reports. So, I just wanted to say that. I won't hold back on that stuff. Laziness drives me crazy, and you will never see that on this show. You will never see laziness here. Hard-hitting reporting, hard-hitting opinions, hard-hitting everything. Anyways, guys, appreciate you guys making me a part of your day. King Nacho, no one bats 1,000 in reporting. Sometimes people get it wrong. But overall, those are the people that I would trust. Thank you so much for making me a part of your day. I'm here every day at 8 Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. local time, Remember, guys, we do other Arizona sports stuff out here. I'm going to be at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Let me know in the comment section what you guys want to see. I'll be there working. I'll be doing a show every morning from New Orleans. So I appreciate you guys making me a part of your day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend about the Ben Garcia Show. And please hit the like button and follow me on all social media platforms. We went over a little bit today because I got to go get some things done before work. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Talk to you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. local time. Talk to you guys soon.